So as we know, there's a problem with affordable homes. There's not enough reasonably priced houses in the marketplace to fill the entire demand. And everybody's thinking, well, the interest rates will solve that. When interest rates go up, house prices will go down. People say that inflation will solve it. Maybe the lumber price that's also come down will solve the problem. The issue is the real issue behind house prices is hidden. It's not something you see, and that is the shortage of construction workers. To build a house, you need lumber, and you need money to finance it, interest rate. But the most important thing is you need somebody to put that house together. Without labor, you have a stack of boards on the ground, and a stack of shingles, and a stack of sheetrock, and you have no house. You can have all the money you want. You can have $400,000 to finance that house. But unless you have the labor force to put that house together, and I mean skilled labor force, you can't just hire, burger flipper to build a house. They have to know what they're doing. Even things like framing, roofing, you have to have skills to do this. Certainly electrical and plumbing, not only do you have to have skill, you have to have a license. There's a shortage of that. Even day laborers that can do menial jobs, that can do low skill jobs, there's not enough of those to go around. So if you're a general contractor or a framing contractor or any other participant in the home building activity, you don't have enough people, enough hands to put that house together. So what does that do? Well, it doesn't matter how much somebody pays. If you can't get that house constructed, there is no house. This is a increasing shortage. Unlike lumber, which is a supply chain that maybe works itself out and all of a sudden you have more availability. Maybe appliances are backed up and at some point there'll be factories that have enough appliances. Labor is not getting any better. There's not more people coming into the marketplace that know how to build a house. There's not more people coming into the marketplace that know how to do electrical or plumbing or roofing. The number of people that do this is the number that exists right now. All that's happening every week, month, year is people are getting out of the market. People get old and they get sore and they get too tired to climb on a roof. People get brought into another industry. Maybe they get paid more money to leave the construction industry, go somewhere else. People die. There are not a large number of new people coming into the industry. So the shortage of workers is not going to, there's no pathway for that to improve. There are pathways for some of the other things to improve. There's pathways for more lumber. Just chop down more trees, bring them to the mill, boom, you have more lumber. We need more appliances. Well, crank up the factories, get more appliances. Now, you're probably, if you're smart, you're thinking the same thing I am. Well, those industries need workers too. They do, but a lot of that can be automated. Factories can have robots and automation. You need some people, but it's less of an acute problem. Logging and lumber, some can be automated. You still need experience to do logging, otherwise you're going to get killed. And lumber mills do need some employees, but it's not quite as much of a acute problem. Building a house, completely different story. You need dozens and dozens of different people at different stages of that home construction to put that house together. And they have to have skills. They have to work under a licensed contractor. And if you don't have them or can't get them, doesn't matter how good you are, how many jobs you want to take, how good you are at selling projects, you're not going to be able to finish the jobs. And that problem's getting worse. How much worse? Let's take a look. According to this article, that happens to be in North Carolina, the construction industry is dealing with a record number of unfilled jobs. The new jobs report shows 449,000 open positions, 120,000 more than a year ago. Think about that. It's not like it went up 10%. 120,000 is like 30% increase in unfilled positions. And this is during a time when unemployment went down. Over the last year, there were more jobs created. Unemployment rate went from like 5 point something to 3 point something. During that same time, construction jobs actually had more vacancies. That's scary because it shows that even while more people are going back to work, less of them are going back to work in construction. The easiest problem this is causing is delays. It's taking more time to build a home. It's double what it used to be. It's 12 to 14 months now. It used to be 6 or 8 months, depending on your geographic location. And construction is like the canary in a coal mine. Without ability to finish a project that needs people, if you don't have the people, you can't finish the project. You can't use apps to build a house. You can't use technology to build a house. There are some really fringe companies that are looking at 3D printed houses and more technology. That's many years down the road. In the meantime, you're having home inventory deficiencies be made more crisis because you can't build them fast enough. Look, for every house that somebody builds that's new, that's a move up. Somebody moves to that house, they move out of another house, it frees it up. So it helps inventory in all of the price ranges. Entry-level houses, luxury houses, every new housing residential unit opens up another place for somebody to live, somewhere else in the marketplace. Even if you don't build an entry-level home, if you build a $800,000 house, it's like musical chairs. Everybody moves up a row, and then that entry-level house becomes available. Without bodies to make these houses, we're in big trouble, because there are thousands of people every week coming into the marketplace wanting a new house. Right now, the estimate is there's 5 million households that need a place to live that don't have one. There's 5 million too few houses. When you have construction jobs have a shortage of 400,000 that has gone up from 300,000, that tells you what's happening. It's not like next year, 2023, all of a sudden there'll be all these extra workers. It's probably going to even go up more. We expect next year there'll be about 520 to 530,000 fewer jobs or fewer workers for the jobs in the construction industry. 500,000. They need 500,000 people. That's like 10,000 people per state. Imagine what state you live in. An average size state needs 10,000 people in construction right now. So the biggest part of the crisis for real estate, housing, workforce housing, whatever you want to call it, is the fact there's not enough people to physically put these houses together. Yeah, there's a little bit of a lumber shortage. There's appliance shortages. That's not the big problem. The big problem is there's no people to do it. You're in the construction industry. I know you're out there. I know you're watching this. You see this every day. Whether or not you're an owner of a contracting company that can't find help, or you work for a contracting company and you don't have anybody to have your back. You don't have anybody to help you out. You're doing 2 people's jobs, 3 people's jobs. And tell me if I'm wrong, but some of the people that are working with you don't know what the heck they're doing. Because right now they'll hire anybody to fill these jobs. Tell us in the comments what you think. Is this true? Not true? Are you seeing the same thing where you are?